Hey, awesome people of YouTube, welcome back to another 7 days to die video. In this one, we're going to be talking about how you can get loot a little bit easier, especially if you're starting out, but this can also work in later stages of the game, especially if you're playing on a harder difficulty. But before we get started, I just want to say that if you enjoy this type of video, make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe. It helps a lot. Also, we do stream every single day. We stream different games. We stream sometimes 7 days, sometimes DayZ, sometimes Final Fantasy 14, all bunch of different games. And we have our own Discord where you can post your builds, be it Final Fantasy or 7 days or any other game, your character builds, your creations, anything like that. All those links down in the description. But the beautiful stuff said, let's get into the video. Wow. This post is floating. So, if you're playing on a hard difficulty, or you just want to skip a lot of the zombies, especially early on, and you want to try to get the best loot, you're gonna need a little bit of prep work. You want to have your weapons. Mind you, this is my weapons because I'm in a later stage, but you can use whatever weapons you want. The biggest thing you want is the building cubes. The reason why you need building cubes is that is what's gonna help us skip. I'm gonna use red rubies as an example. It can also work on a police station, or we'll take it down to the shotgun range. So, as we know, you're supposed to enter through this door, go all the way through, a bunch of different ways. You can't come in here, and eventually take the back stairs over there and come up there. So, instead of doing all of that work, what we're gonna do is pretty easy. Mind you, yes, I have higher jump, I have parkour, so if you have parkour, it's gonna take a little bit less. Now we up here, we skipped a lot, and the loot is just right around the corner. Right? So now you up here, you skipped quite a good amount of infected. Mind you, I'm in the later stages. As you can see, game stage 256, so they're a little bit harder infected, or zombies. So you can kill them if you're stealthy this way, or if not, if you're not stealthy, you can just go in and eliminate them. Right? It's still a bunch more infected, but what you can do if you're getting overrun is, well, come back out here and you can fight them one by one, making it a lot easier. And you skipped a bunch of infected, including this one. Now, since you have that, boom, you have your loot. Just make sure you pay attention to the infected that are after loot, like this one. So, this is pretty easy, and boom, you can read your books, get the stuff that you need, and be on your way back home. If you want to. God. Right? Now, this also works with other POIs. It doesn't really work too well with the buildings that are closed, like NFD house right there, because it's just too much inside. But you can still make it work by going all the way up to the tower, to the bell, and then scaling down. It will save you a little bit of time, but it's such a small building, so it's not that much extra work. It works with almost every single POI, unless it's a very small POI, which at that point it's not much, time that you save yourself. Now, if you know where POI's loot is, that is just much more amazing. But if you don't know, and it's a pretty big POI, for example, so get over there, it's a shotgun range, like up ahead. Well, in this, it's going to be a little bit harder to determine. What I would suggest is obviously look around, sometimes it might be hard to see if there is a loot in here or if it's all the way in the back. Obviously, as you've seen, there is some loot around here, but it might not be truly worth it. So what you can do is get on the truck and see, right? You don't see anything here. What else you can do is just make a pathway to the roof. I don't like this roof because, you know, stuff on this stuff is floating, but you're up here and you can see you would have to go through all the way in the back to get the loot. So instead of making an all the way bridge over there or dropping down and killing zombies, you can do some pretty easy stuff. Just pick up your blocks and just move all the way to the back. This saves you a lot, well, saves you some time, but it also saves you on medicine, food and water that you probably use for healing, but also it saves you, you know, possible death. As you can see, there are barbed wire, so as not to get hit by it, so you're gonna make it around this place, since, well, there is no barbed wire there. Now we're all the way on the top. You can see there are pretty scary zombies over here. We wouldn't see the loot here. Now, if you don't see the loot, what you can do is say screw it, since this is pretty much the end, and start killing. Okay? Or you can look around, or you can just say screw it, the loot probably is a bit too hard, and leave. That is up to you. This trick saves you quite a bit of time. It works better on skyscrapers or in the buildings that are very tall, especially in the later stages, primarily in the wasteland, like the Dishong Tower could save you on a 7-day suite, motels, you know, Minotaur Theater possibly, and other POIs. Especially it will save you time if you know where the loot is. If you knew where loot exactly is in the Close Encounter gun range, you can set up your building blocks to have the most easiest access. But that is it for this video. I hope it helped you get your loot easier and slightly faster. But this is it for this one. I hope you stay awesome. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a good one. Bye bye.